Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by Strikeforce Veteran Lumumba Sayers. Lumumba, how are you?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Lumumba, you got a fight coming up at MFW 2 on April 5th. How's training been going for the fight?
Training is awesome. I just hooked up with Mr. Bowling. He's Nate Marquardt, GSP's Brandon Thatch. I mean, he's the wrestling coach for all these guys, you know, like Justin Salas, you know, and that's just a couple of UFC guys, to name a few, but, you know, we're just getting ready for Tommy and, you know, getting ready to go in.
Mm-hmm. And now the fight is next week, so is today the last day of hard training?
Actually, I think maybe Tuesday will be the last day of hard training.
I see. With this fight taking place in Colorado, you've had to sell some tickets for this event. Has the ticket madness started, or will that not start until next week?
It's already started. You know, I've already sold, I think, like about 200 tickets.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
So, you know, and, you know, Paul just keeps bringing the tickets. So, you know, Paul and Jacqueline, they're pretty good promoters. You know what I mean? I really enjoy working with them. They have treated me real good this fight around.
Mm-hmm. Now you're going to be fighting Tommy Spear. What are your thoughts about him as an opponent?
Tommy Spear, he's a veteran. You know, he's been in the UFC. He's a wrestler, and, you know, I know he's going to come to fight. So, hey, I'm taking it back to the way I used to do things, and I'm fighting down, and we're going to fight.
Mm-hmm. You're back fighting in Colorado. How excited are you to be back fighting in Colorado? Because it's been a while since you fought there.
Yeah, it's been about maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
Since I fought.
I think of January 2011 was. I think that was the last time.
Was it January?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was
Edward Banks. Yeah.
Yeah, Edward Banks.
Yeah. That was last.
Was that my last fight?
Yeah, the last time you fought in Colorado. Full Force Fighting 1.
Yep. Yeah, thanks.
Yep.
Yeah, man, it feels good to be back fighting back at home, and you know, I'm just ready for, you know, to be fighting back in front of the people that I started with. You know, I never forgot where I started at, and, you know, I always go to the local shows, and I always go back to the gyms to get back to the guys who are just starting out too, you know. So it feels good to have the hometown support and the hometown love that we all have here for each other, you know, and to finally unify things. Mr. Bowling has unified things with the wrestling thing that he does over at Muscle Farm, so he's brought all the gyms together. Mm-hmm. There's no segregation anymore when we go out here to the gyms. Mr. Bowling has put an end to all the segregation by bringing all the fighters together to train and do our wrestling together.
Mm-hmm. And now this fight's going to be taking place in Castle Rock, Colorado. You're from Denver. How close is that to you?
It's probably about 20 minutes away.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. How many people are you expecting to come out and support you for this fight? How many fans are you expecting to be there? You mentioned the 200 tickets that you sold. Now, were those 200 tickets sold to friends and family, or is this just, you know, yes, some friends and family, but also just random fans that have come by the gym and want to check out this fight? How many fans exactly will be there to support you?
Oh, the people that I sold tickets to was friends and family.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just only friends and family. Like, I haven't sold any tickets to anybody that I don't know.
Oh, I see.
Like, my friends and family are buying the tickets by the tens. They pay for them right then and there. They buy the tickets, and they're buying them for their people and making sure everybody's going to be in there. So, you know, it's going to be pretty good. My church is supporting me, Community Church of God in Christ Day. My pastor and the First Lady will be there watching me fight. My mom and dad, my kids, you know.
Mm-hmm. I see.
It's going to be pretty good, man.
Mm-hmm. And now, with fighting in your hometown, basically, it's 20 minutes away, but basically fighting in your hometown, is that something that adds pressure to you to put on a show for your friends and family, or is that something, when you're fighting in front of friends and family, that motivates you and pumps you up? Which one is it?
Well, I mean, you got to think I've been fighting for 16 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a fighter for 16 years, so, you know, it's every fight I got to go out there and have the most business stuff, not just in front of my friends and family, but just every fight I have to go out there and try to handle my business and do the best that I can.
Now, last week, RFA, they did a show in Colorado. Were you at that one?
Yes, sir. I was there to support my boy Brandon Thatch, Vinny Lopez, the Grizzlies, Jeremy Kimball, Allen Washington, Manzanares, all those guys. Those guys are my boys. And I went there to support those guys, and it's like a family here. We all stick together. So the atmosphere is changing in Colorado, and the Colorado fighters are starting to stick together and pull together as one, so we can not only be the best in Colorado, but be the best in the world. So when anybody else comes into our territory, it's not just about that individual gym or that individual fighter anymore. It's about us as Colorado fighters.
Now, your friend Brandon Thatch, he got a hero's welcome. I mean, when he entered the arena, when he was making his walkout, that was, I was watching it on Access TV, and I felt like I was there. It was that loud. Are you hoping for a similar type of hero's welcome when you make your return to Colorado?
Yeah. I really don't think about stuff like that. I can go out to get the crowd a show, and they know when I get in there, it's going to be explosive. It's going to be some fireworks. It's going down. So, Brandon Thatch has been the number 170-pound fighter in the state of Colorado since I started fighting, And I feel like I've been the number 185-pound fighter in the state of Colorado. And, now that we moved on to a different level, now it's Jeremy Kimball. He's been holding down at the 185 weight class. And it's just, when we put in as much time as we do in the gym and for the sport, broken bones, broken neck. Brandon had a broken neck. I've had a broken jaw. I've torn bands in my hand. When you've given your all to the sport, you expect the crowd to give you the love that they give you because you put it all out on the line out there.
Looking at this matchup between you and Tommy Spear, where do you feel that you have the advantage in this fight?
I'm not going to underestimate him, but I'm ready for wherever Tommy wants to go. If he wants to stand and fight with me, I'm ready for that. If he wants to try to take me to the ground, when we hit the ground, I'm ready for that. Whatever situation it comes down to, I'm ready for it.
And now, Lumumba, what's your game plan? Not for this fight, but for your career. Is it to get some wins here and make it back to Zuffa? The Strikeforce is no longer here, but UFC, they merged together. But is it the goal to get it to the UFC? What exactly is your game plan for your career from here on out?
Well, the ultimate goal is to always get back to the UFC and make sure I get back to the level that I was on already. So, that's my goal, to get back to the UFC and make some money.
And with that being said, if World Series of Fighting or Bellator or one of those other organizations comes in and offers you a good deal, are you open to that? Or is it just basically you want to just stay on these local shows like MFW and keep fighting these one-off fights and then make that jump back to the UFC? Is that what you're looking at? Or would you be open to some other organization coming in and offering you?
I'm leaving my career in God's hands right now. So when it comes down to that point, I don't know, me and my manager will sit down and see what the best options is for me at that time.
And now, Strikeforce, when they released you, was that just basically because of the numbers game that was going on? Zuffa is overrun with guys. I think they said they need to get rid of 100 fighters on their roster right now. Was that just really the reason why you were released, is because the numbers just didn't work to have you on the roster?
No, actually, they only took the top 4 from Strikeforce, and I had nothing to do with the release. Strikeforce shut down. I was part of the Strikeforce organization, but when the UFC, I'm pretty sure I'll be back. We're in conversation with Joe Silva right now. So I'll be back as soon as possible. I'm actually on the injury reserve list for the UFC 185 right now.
I see. And I'm sure when they released you, they said, go out, get some wins, and then we'll bring you back. I'm sure that's basically what they pretty much tell everybody. Now, with that being said, is this the kind of opponents that you need? Do you need like these big show veterans like a Tommy Spear to keep going, or is it just a situation where you just need a win regardless who is it over, or do you think it needs to be against the guy who has that big show experience?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They just told, I've always been on the injury reserve list for the UFC, and they just told me to go out and stay busy, wait for the phone call. They had something enough to do with. That was it. They never said, go out and get a couple of games and we'll come back. They just said, go stay busy. You'll be getting the call.
Lumumba, every time I hear your name come up when people talk about you, they always talk about you fighting at welterweight. Everyone says, you should make that drop down there. Is that something that you can make, first and foremost? Can you make 170? And second, is that something that you're open to, maybe in the future?
If I had the right nutritionist and all that stuff, but I don't think that I would be any good at 170 because my bone structure is too big for that weight cut.
Lumumba, I was looking at your record, and all your pro fights have ended in the first round. Is that the way you want it? Is that the way when you imagine these fights happening, you go into these fights, that kill or be killed attitude? Is that what you take when you step into a cage, or is it just kind of a coincidence that all these fights have ended in the first round?
It's probably a coincidence, but I do go out to kill or be killed.
And also, you're known for heavy hands. That's your nickname. You're known for having those heavy hands, and you've shown that. You knocked out Antoine Britt in a very exciting fight back in Strikeforce Challengers, but you're known for that. But a majority of your wins are by submission. Is that just because people want to take you down, they don't really want to stand with you, or is it just because you like choking people out? What exactly has led to all these submissions?
Actually, I have a pretty good ground game. I was a wrestler before. I wrestled in high school, boxed in college, boxed out of college, and went to Grappler's Edge and learned my jiu-jitsu. And my first love is if I got to grab you.
And now, last thing here, you're going to be on the reality show Dog and Beth on the Hunt. I saw a promo for that, and you're going to be in one of the episodes. How did this all come together?
Yeah, well, I'm actually a bounty hunter also. I do bounty hunting work. And we got a lot of captures here in Denver ourselves without Dog and Beth. And they came in to do some training to help be better bounty hunters. So came in and they taught us a lot. Dog is a stand-up guy. We learned a lot from them. Actually, one of my sponsors, Phase 5, he's actually the owner of the bonding company that I work for, that I do family hunting for. He had me, I'm the runner, so if anybody runs, I'm going to be the one that chases the guy down and catches them.
So are you on the show the entire season, or are you just in certain locations?
Yeah, if you see that, if you type in Dog and Beth on the Hunt, sneak peek, I'm the one who makes the first arrest on the show.
I see.
And they got me throughout the whole show. It's pretty cool.
And Lumumba, when will it air, and what channel will it be on TV?
It'll be on Country Music Television. What is it? April 21st.
Lumumba, real quick before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you would like to thank, and is there anything you'd like to say to the fans?
Yeah, I want to thank KMO Fight Gear. They're putting my shorts and stuff together. Phenom Management. I'd like to thank all the above clothing line. My after party is going to be at the Shotgun Willie's. I'd like to thank Superior Status, it's a clothing line, and also Synergy Remodeling. I also like to thank Triad Dragons. Let me see, Everpain Chiropractor, Everpain Center Chiropractors. They're taking care of me as far as my work and stuff. On my back and my body, making my body better. Phase 5 Bar and Grill, A1 Boxing, Leaster Bowling from Muscle Farm, the whole team there, and Chris Green. So, yeah, and Red Rock Spawning also. I want to thank those guys also.
Lumumba, thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it. Good luck April 5th at MFW2 against Tommy Spear.